New oat spice is made with pure power! Just plug in your Old Spice power cell and you'll be filled with more power! Watch me jump off this building! Okay, note this. Don't jump off buildings. How do I get back up there? Hello world! Wave Time here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Today, we're going to be working on our platform, our mobile platform, and I'm hoping that you'll be delightfully surprised on the project that we're going to be doing. Let's look at our progress so far. Here it is, and you can tell it's mobile, seeing as I managed to bring the entire structure over here from where it was before. Now I got most of the wiring set up so that a single flick should be able to move it in one direction. So I believe this one's up, so let's test it out. But only the up and down ones because we have other things to do. So if we go up, it'll go up. And oops, it needs to be a single pulse. So if it stays for a long time, it could be bad. Now go down, and that works. And it's the same for the other things. Now I had to expand it slightly from the most efficient design because I needed to make sure that there are battery packs underneath so that especially for these 4 movement directions, so as to have it the motors stay charged. That being said, the only way for it to continually move is if it sends a tick every 2.15 seconds. And that's not counting the freeze delay of 0.8 seconds for how long the motor is taking. So in total, for one direction, it needs to take an entire 3 seconds per block movement, or else it won't work. So let's go up to the top of our structure so that we can continue what we were doing. And knock this out. No, a single block. Ah, well, it won't interfere. So what we're going to be doing is a bit of a challenge that I cooked up for myself. Some people have been doing quarry methods for quite some time, different ways to do quarries and having them completely mobile so that it's just an arm instead of my 3-directional method. They attached it to a 4-direction dirigible and the crane arm can go down. Whereas this one, yep, you've got it. Ding, ding, ding. This one is going to be pretty much a 6-directional, not really a dirigible, but airship, fully self-powered when I get much more solar panels here. And there's going to be a chest room attached to this entire structure that will be, drum roll if you please, Ninja Man. Bam! It's gonna be a mobile quarry. Now this mobile quarry, I'm going to want to have its programming so that basically I'll have the head in this section with its block breakers and everything. I'm going to only have a 3x3 head since any other will just be annoying since my program that I built is only for 3x3 and it's the one I'm most comfortable with. Now, okay. We'll need to orient these. Of course, they're a far direction. And I need another screwdriver. Bah! Okay, now that I have the blasted screwdriver, what was I gonna say? Anyways, I've pretty much got my entire program set up for how I want this to go. This is going to be a simple quarry head, as I've mentioned before. And I want the entire device to be attached so that, let's try to go back and start again from the beginning. this quarry head, and basically I'm going to have the quarry attached to the top of this. Currently it's just an engine. Now when I build it, I'm going to want to have it so that I'll type in an amount that I want, like the size of the quarry that I'm going to build, and the center of the quarry. Then, when I hit execute, I'm going to want this to be some block breakers and deployers set here so that it will continually move and add the number of frames and cables and all of that, including the tubes, which is very important, while it is running. So I'll specify a dimensions. The first part will be this will detach and be pushed out over here, and the arm will grow one of the directions. Then, when it has the desired amount of frames and tubes, it'll be pushed out. It'll retract back here, and the other direction will be added with its frames and hoopla. I'll need to design everything pretty much exactly how I had it for my other design, because I am definitely sure that would work, but I'm going to need a lot of frames and tubes, and this is probably going to be a long project. Hopefully I can get all of this done in one episode, at least the frame part in one episode. If not, you can, and if you're bored of this by the end of it, you can just watch one of my super project episodes, and this is going to be my mobile quarry episode. So if you don't want to see how I built it, now is your time to leave, or else you're going to be stuck with me, and heaven forbid, I know you do not want that to happen. Now let's continue. We'll need to get frame motors. That's going to be a major part of this build. I've already got the deployers I'll need, and I'll need to go back over there, get some frame motors, and of course it's going to be nighttime soon, but I think I have the quarry head pretty much built to how I remember it. Next I'll need to add some frame motors, like one here and probably one extra here, so that I'll be able to pull it up and down. Down is going to be the main thing, and the downwards movement will be hooked up to deployers, deploying frames and tubes. Whereas the upwards moment will be on block breakers, which will be breaking the frames and tubes when it's going up and retracting. Now, if I'm correct, this should be able to be moved outwards, but I'm not going to worry about wow, that's a big hole. The Endermen were really busy. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my base, get my, not my block breakers, but my frame motors. I have some of those already set aside. And I better do that before the creepers decide that, hey, that's a nice airship you got there. Insert rest of sentence here. Now I bet if I was investing my time and energy and resources in upgrading my solar flower design, I'd be able to have a swift wolf rendering gale right now and be able to go zoom. Yay, up, up, and away. Unfortunately, I do not have that, so let's continue. I will need to put my frame motors down, and one will go here. One will go here, I guess. And this quarries aren't exactly small things, so I guess this will be a good amount. And deployers I will need to put here and here, though I'm going to have to worry about attaching and everything else. Yeah, let's go with that. Here, here, and I'll put stuff into you later. You'll be activated by that. And if I'm correct, if I put some sort of I believe, if I remember from my previous episode and previous experiments, that this will be a temporary attachment, though I am not entirely sure because my designs aren't exactly the most spectacular. Squid! Messed up squid! Though I think I explained every single squid in existence. I'm also going to have this attached to some sort of frame assembly. Let's worry about the direction of these first. Oh, that's skill. Down and up. And this is going to be a lot of hoopla. Hoopla! A battery pack, and I think I only need one battery pack here. Surroundment. And if I think this will be able to stop the rest of it, I am hoping that my first attempt actually works, or else this is going to be a lot of a mess. Also, I'll need to put block breakers, which is going to be a lot of annoyance. So I guess I'm going to have to build a stairway in the meantime. And block breakers on top of here. And I blocked my access. Ha ha ha. No, not funny. No. Well, too bad. It's funny. I don't care about you. My main concern is going to be keeping all of this attached to the structure, which is going to be a real nuisance. If I manage to keep that attached and like that, though that is going to be convoluted, and this design is becoming more and more of a headache as I am working on it. I should probably check the design I had from my previous attempt, though I think it was something like that. Okay, this design is horrible. I looked at my previous design and realized that, yes, this is convoluted. It's a convoluted catastrophe. So I'm gonna have to break a lot of this stuff away to rehash this design out. You suck even more, and I think I've got everything. Should probably bring my black hole band, but yet again, I don't have any space. And you don't deserve to be there. Okay. Now my other design had a backing here instead. And it also had a frame underneath. And I'm gonna need some grub. Had something right here, which I'm going to need to place here, here, and a conditional attachment, and there. So this thing will be easy. This will go down, and it will be attached should move. Now these will have to have some sort of frames attached also. There. And this is making me really wish I had my Swift Wolf Rending Gale with me right now. Battery box here. since this won't need much battery, since most of the movements will be this way, this way. And this will be here, and there's also 2 block breakers. Though it doesn't start like this. Does it? Yes? No? Yes? It does. Making sure everything's attached. This is encased. And it goes like that. That is a lot more simple than I had it before. Now it'll probably be complicated a bit more, but is in its acceptable range of obfuscation. And I don't think anything will spawn on here, but I can't be too careful right now, since I've had my share and then some of run-ins with creepy crawlers. So those will be attached with another wire. And this is a bit big, but what have you. And is it that simple? It's pretty much that simple. So all I will need to do is worry about de-obfuscating the top maybe, but considering that it's not too many frames and I'll need to add frames in a different device, it seems acceptable. Now I'll add in my block breakers also, because they'll need to break these blocks. That'll be here. So I'm guessing having them here will be fine. Now I could have them eject their waste into other places, though that's not going to be acceptable. Now I'm gonna start doing a mock wiring of how I'll want this setup to be. Over here there's going to be a bunch of red stone jacketed cables. So I'll have it go like here, but then it'll be attached to the side over here, and then it'll start going up and up. It'll go across and downwards. And I'll have to get that to go later. Now, let's assume that our blue wire is going down and our red wire is going up. When it's going down, it'll need to deploy, as well as at the same time it'll need to move downwards, which is this one. So we'll get our panel, and put these down. Oops. I'll get you later, I promise. No, I don't. Anyways, and our blue wire is downwards, if I remember right. Yep. Now to go upwards, it'll need to go up, and then it'll need to block break at the same time. And where is... I need to get back up again. It'll block break at the same time, so we're going to need to get some wires to go here. Now that's going to be a bit more difficult if I'm going to keep some semblance of order here. So I might have to have some convoluted design that goes here across to service the wires. That means I'm going to have to put some panels instead so that it does not attach at all. If it does attach, that's a problem. Panel, 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 panel. And there we go. And I'll have it go here. This is going to be a long sucker. Bring these over. and these will go over here. Now, if these do attach, that could make up... yep, that will be much better. So we can have these go instead and attached over here, and if it does bring everything over, hello, we can have this connected to the red wire, which it won't connect to. So we'll bring red wire here, unjacketed wire here, with that just for showmanship. And the coup de grace will have the part that I don't have right now. Jacketed. Yes, it's here. Hooray, I'm actually prepared. Though, that doesn't connect down here, which means that I'll have to get it connected down there. I could have it connected here, or I could have it connected somewhere else. This is going to be another patented think tank decision by way of time. This would be a good time for that new frame tube redstone design thingy that LRM is cooking up, because this is starting to bug me. Though I may have found a decision. Let the records show that I am not exactly high in the finesse department. What I basically did was connect this down to the tube system over here so that it'll all work together. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to break one of these off, like so that I can add a non-redstone tube. So when I send the break word to go through the system, it's not just going to raise it up also, which could be problematic. Where did I put you? Tubes. There we go. Only need one, so that's all good. Okay, so I'm probably going to spend some time cleaning it up later, though that is not... Though it does work right now. I'm not going to even bother adding any sort of energy network here to power this up, because I can simply have some system that will have it recharging when it's up here. Since the motor doesn't, I don't think it uses that much energy to bring it up like that. Yes, anyways, let's work on the next part of the arm, which is actually going to be a lot easier than the others. Now, if I had a smooth stone, it'd be a lot simpler, so let's have it like here, I think, so we have it nice and compact. This is going to be a stopping stone, if you can think of it like that. This stopping stone will, when it's moving this way in the normal quarry, you probably saw this in my other super project video, when it moves this way, it will be fine, but when it moves backwards, and it'll hit here and will not go any farther. Now we can put in our motors right here. These motors will move it left or right, depending on which way you think of it. Oops, I missed it. Here we go. And I think those are the correct directions. That and that. It'll keep going, and good. Now we'll not want another conditional connection, though I'm probably having this a little obscure. Conditional. Activate. There we go. Though I think I had a cover in the last design. I'm gonna need to check that. Yes, it was a cover, so I'm not going to bother with that. And why is that there? Oh yeah, I was checking other things while there. So recipe mode. And there we go. There we go. There. Ha ha. Okay, now we're also going to have to add places for the batteries and also for the wiring. So wiring will be a traditional setup. I'm probably going to need a few more stone panels since I use them quite a bit in this build. And since it won't need to worry about deployment, I'll have it like this and this. So when jacketed cables are going down here, whoops, that was close, up, and when jacketed cables go down here, it'll be a simple matter. Over here. Okay, now that time I did fall. Now I've been thinking about this design, how we build quite a few amazing things in this mod. The most fun thing I have is that you have to work quite a bit to get the design that you want. It's not just fiddle-dee potatoes, you got it, yay, stuff like that. It's you are working very hard to build your quarry. You don't just build your energy network and plop down the machine and zoom, frame motors and everything, drill, drill, drill. Oh, there is not stuff on this layer, blah, blah, blah. Can you figure out what mod I'm talking about? This mod leaves a lot to the imagination. So, I really respect that part of the mod. And I feel like I'm gonna cry or something. It's not that serious. I'll get over it. Now, I'll also need to hook up a few batteries to this bugger. So, if we have one here and here, this time we'll need to worry about an energy network. Though a lot of this stuff is probably going to be me looking at my previous design to see how I did it, since, hey, I might as well use the hard work and effort that I put into my previous, well, hard work and effort. And if the frame continues on like that, that'll mean I'll have to move the tubes up there. They'll also need to bring around my other stuff, which escapes me. Bugger. Aha, so I'll need to take this off, put it here, and it'll go up here, so I'll need a few of these brackets down. And that will mean I'll be able to put some more energy here. Panels here, here, here. This will be for my Bluetricity network, and I'm gonna need more panels. Ah, no. Why did I do it twice? How did I do it twice? That's embarrassing. Something that I might want to edit out. Anyways, oh, I've got enough bundles also. Bundles of goodness and such. So that'll power it, go over way up, and it should remain connected. And up here, don't worry, I'm going to edit out a lot of ums in this. I think I've reached my quota for today. My quota. Yes, I do have a quota. It is 12. I've definitely passed that. And if I'm correct, it'll be like that, and I'll be able to go into the distance screaming, "Hallelujah, praise the Lord," stuff like that. And I can't reach that. Yes, I did. Woohoo! Can't reach that though. But I'm running out of these redstone tubes anyway, so I'm going to have to restock yet again. Or if I jack some of the pneumatic tubes, I can color them pretty colors. Red. It's very pretty. Though I'm going to have to go to bed so you can see the darn thing because it's nice and pretty and yikes. How did you get here, Pumpkin? Blasted Enderman, if you're gonna steal my fruit or vegetables, I'm not sure what these are, you should at least make a use of them. Greedy buggers. Wait a second. What the heck? I could have sworn that I did not have a dirt block down here. What the heck, Enderman? You stupid Enderman! Why are you torturing me? Okay, we'll go a bit more over here. And I think it's safe to say that we've got most of the stuff we want. Hey, that also will need to go. So, energy network will need to continually go on like this. Hey, will I be able to fall through that? Woohoo! I'm on the top of the world! No, I'm not. That tree's higher. No! Burn! I'll burn you later. Don't worry. It will be nice and painful. Okay. Now that I am going a bit crazy, we'll need to add the other motor portion. So once again, we'll set another backstop, which I'll convert to stone. Yeah, why not do it now? And we're going to need to have more frame motors. And we're also going to need more jacketed cables, so I'll put a few of you down. And we're going to need a lot more jacketed cables. Huh, they all got jacked. Not sure how, they just did. 63. One there. Dig down. Panel you up. And frame motors. Pointing in the same direction won't help. And there we go. We got some frame motors also. And this will also need to be able to move. And we'll have jacketed wires come here, up here, and yeah, this is very high and doesn't look too mobile, I must say. By the way, if you want to make some sort of structure like this, and for it to be able to move, you got to go into your Red Power configuration, in your Red Power folder, in your .minecraft folder, and change the amount of frames that are able to be pulled. Now I changed it to like 10,000. It was originally 1,000. And I don't know if you can count. I'll give you a sec. But this is more than 1,000. Whoop. Heck, this is gonna approach a lot more than 1,000. Though it's not going to be too much of a bother. Okay. Now where was I? Stretch. Going to need to make a lot more of that. Guess I can go with cobblestone panels, though it won't look as clean. And I'll need another saw, or I'll need to repair it. This is good. Have these attached here. And I think I'm going to want to get a Swift Wolf soon because I feel a little unsafe being, well, this high off. It's not exactly reassuring, and I'm going to need to expand this structure so that I'll be able to uh, have, yeah, that'll be good. I'll have the chest room like right underneath it, and that'll be perfect. Now I also need to move the solar panels like over there because they won't work while stuff's above them that's non-transparent, like so. And if I add those wires here with the appropriate colors, this should work. I'd say so, at least. Now I'm going to need to do a few more things. Hey, a diamond went. Gonna need to do a few more things before this becomes fully operational. Going to need to add deployers and a few motors here. Now these motors won't be attached to this for reasons that I will get to. I might as well get to it now. This whole assembly, this thing that I built, all the way up to the head, will not stay necessarily on this platform. This platform is pretty much the moving and the setting up and containing all of the items that this quarry makes machine. It will make every part to the quarry size that you specify. So there's going to need to be a few deployers and some more frame motors working on this. That will not be attached. So I'm going to have to put more frame motors here. And more awesomeness like backstops and everything. Which slabs. I'll make... right click seemed to make it go faster. So I'm going to pretty much amplify this design, except it's going to be stationary. And I don't think I want that attached at all, do I? 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 I don't know. Anyways. Yes, I'll have it non-attached. So it won't move forward with it at all. But it'll move with it enough. Anyways, I'll get to that later. I keep on saying I'll get to that later, but sometimes I don't get to it at all, do I? Which is a bit problematic. So I'll have more frame motors. And more frame motors connected the right way. And I overshoot it again. And more frames. That'll be attached. And the most important part, probably, depends on where you sit with this, deployers. Deployers will need to be connected. Of course, I'm going to have to do a quasi connection right now. Right here, here, and here. These will be moved here and here. And we'll basically deploy the items. Wow. How awe-inspiring. Yeah, I know. So setup that will deploy the items. Hey, I don't even need that connected here since it's just going to be a moving place that's not connected at all. But will need to be attached to the ground and a Bluetricity network. So this entire assembly will move with the airship. but there will be a button that I press to, not a button, a program to take this entire thing, minus those motors and these block breakers, not block breakers, deployers. I keep on messing them up. I hope those aren't connected. If they are connected, that could be problematic. Same way as those aren't connected, so I shouldn't worry. Anyways, this whole assembly will be moved offwards and to start. Though the first step of it will be this step. But I'll explain that part in my super project video. So you'll be able to see it then, since I don't have many resources here. And the programming is going to be atrocious. So I'm going to take a break. Yay. Are you enjoying yourself? Hit the subscribe button to continue our adventure later.